So let's go over the 3 puppy habits that we feel you need to stop early on so that you don't have bad habits for your dog for the rest of their life. So what you want to go over, 1 or 2 that you have?
Sure. I think one that is really important is biting. Puppies have their puppy teeth, they're exploring with their mouth, but we don't want them to bite us in a way that's playful. So as a breeder, I want to try and do my best to set my puppy up for success going home and the new puppy owner. So something that I really focus on is when my puppies are biting, you can see he knows he's not supposed to bite, but what I do is I take my pointer finger and I'm gonna just hook it right between these teeth and then put a little pressure with my thumb. And what this is doing, this is not inflicting pain, but he's losing control of his mouth. And puppies use their mouth for everything. But what he's understanding is that he's not gonna do that action. The reason that we wanna stop this right away when you bring your puppy home is that it can lead to other things. The puppy doesn't know to not do this. So if you have little kids, the puppy's gonna wanna maybe nibble on their hands. You have older people, you have anyone coming over, they're gonna wanna nibble on the hands. And so it's a really quick and easy way for you to stop that action of the puppy in a safe and a positive way.
Yeah, something I'm going to add to that is that we don't want to do this unnecessarily. So we don't want to come in and just be doing this to this puppy all the time, because for us, especially for a retriever, we want them to want things in their mouth. We want them to go pick something up and go bring that back. So we don't want to do it unnecessarily, but it's a way to nip it. If your puppy is wanting to nibble, just put that finger in there. And what happens is, like Whitney said, his whole world, it revolves around his mouth. Right, so if he's and he's licking here, right? He's licking because he knows he's not supposed to bite. But the reason that it works so well is, like Whitney said, when you take their mouth away from them, their kind of whole world stops saying, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" So it's a really good way. It's not painful. It's just giving them kind of an awkwardness of like, "Oh my gosh," and then this hopefully nipping that bite in the bud. Nipping it now is going to be way easier and way more under control than nipping it at 4, 5, 6 months old. So it's really important to nip that.
Puppies are little and they want to get your attention. Naturally, they are going to want to jump up on you. A really easy way to control this with the puppy is to just step into them. You're not inflicting pain. You're not doing anything over the top with them. You're just going to step into them. They're going to naturally kind of take a step back and realize, oh shoot. Once that happens, I think personally you could say good puppy, you could kneel down, you could give them a little scratch on the head, and then go about your way. But I think this is also something really important if you have little kids, something to teach the little kids, because obviously your kids are shorter, the puppy's naturally gonna jump up higher, so having everyone in the family, adults down to the kids, on the same wavelength of what to do when your puppy jumps into them is really important.
Yeah, and how aggressive your puppy is in doing that
Yeah.
is how aggressive you have to be moving into them, right? So if they're very aggressive, jumping up on you, and you're just kind of like softly trying to push them back, there is probably more thought of as play for them. The more aggressive they are, the sharper I'd move into them. And what you're doing is moving into their space, saying, no, I'm going to dictate my space. I'm going to tell you when you can or cannot come up to me. And that jumping is where we draw the line. So the jump, aggressively moved in, they'll probably tip over backwards. It doesn't hurt them. We're not looking to hurt them. We're just trying to let them know that there's a boundary there. It's very important to set that boundary. Another one for me is going to be the recall. So the way that I look at it is that if you could only pick one command. Now, of course, we get the luxury of having more than one. But if you could only pick one, I'm going to bet it would be the come command, because there is nothing more frustrating than your dog running away from you, getting towards a dangerous situation, even just letting them out in the backyard and them not coming to you. It's so frustrating, and it's something that you use every single day. So for me, teaching this early and not letting them get away with a bad habit is very, very important. The check core is how I'm going to really reinforce this command. So when I let them out, just let them out in the backyard, let them run around, I'm going to have them drag 20 or 30 foot leash with them, just so they can run around, they can drag it around with me. That way, when I want them to come into me, I can step on that cord and I can say, Duke, come. And if he doesn't do it, I can reel him in and say, come, good boy, and praise him, teach him when I say come, I want you to come into me. If you do not have that and you just have the puppy randomly running around, and you say, come, all you're going to teach the dog is that he doesn't have to come. And at this age, might be kind of cute because you can run and chase them and grab them and pick them up. But I'm telling you, these little legs are going to grow very fast. And that all of a sudden becomes a game of keep away, which nobody wins in that, because by the time you finally do catch the puppy, you're probably a little more upset than when you started that game. The puppy thinks it's a fun thing, and now you've just created a bad habit. So really nipping that early and reinforcing that recall is so important, especially for your puppy, and to me, keeps them safe, because you don't want them to get towards the road or somewhere that they shouldn't be. Keeping them safe, being able to recall them to you is something you're going to use for the rest of their life. So making sure that you get that done. The final thing that I would say for all of the things we talked about is consistency. Be consistent with everybody in the family, specifically everybody that the dog is going to come in contact with. Let them be consistent. Now, I understand kids, especially young kids, are never going to be as consistent as an adult, but having them be involved and making sure that the puppy's not jumping on them, teaching them what to do, the more consistent across the board that everybody can be that's involved in the puppy's life, the clearer it is to the puppy to where you just nip the habit in the bud altogether, rather than if it's just mom or just dad that's giving the correction. They're probably going to respect mom or dad, but maybe push around the other people in the family that are not holding them accountable. So consistency is key, but by following these steps, you're hopefully going to be able to nip these bad habits in the bud early and have that little puppy of the dreams that you had when you first got this little ball of fur.